Hello, everybody, and welcome to another segment of our Red Dwarf series here on the MikeySuzeFour channel, which is part of our weekly webcam series each week, Monday through Thursday, when we do a segment or two segments of our uh, shows that we do during the week. Red Dwarf Monday, TOS Tuesday, Greatest American Hero Wednesday, and of course the 18th to final on Thursday. Now, this week will be a little bit different. I found out that I can actually do two episodes today of Red Dwarf, so I plan on doing that. Tomorrow, I'll still do the one episode of TOS, and I'll remember where I left off when we go back again on in January of 2025 when we restart these again and go back and start where we left off. So you all know about that. Okay, Wednesday on the Greatest American Hero, we will have two episodes, of course. We'll finish season two there. And then on Friday or Thursday, we will actually do three episodes of the 18 so that we can finish season two there. Then next year, we can start season three from both series. And that's how that will go. TOS will still be on season one because there's, you know, three seasons, but 79 episodes. And they're very long, lots of information. So that's why we only plan on doing TOS once a week, with information and stuff. So that's what's coming up this week. Don't forget Thursday, 9 o'clock. We plan and hope to do some Thanksgiving celebration stream. I plan to be there with Miss Moira Kelly, or Moira Kitty, sorry, and Miss Raquel, SSG 2211, along hopefully with Larry and a few other people that we can have with us. So that will be a lot of fun this coming Thursday. Then Friday, my wife and I are going out on the 29th and have a nice lunch. We're going to go to a movie. And if we do go see a movie, I plan on uh, maybe reviewing it real quickly uh, one last time, but with a webcam on the 30th of November. Then on December 1st, I will be uh, going over, the plans that we have for next year uh, as per your request on the polls that we have. Then I'll clear all the polls completely, and I won't start any polls until next year. Until then, there won't be any WWS for the rest of December at all because we're taking a lot of time off. We need to relax. We need to regenerate our batteries. We need to go out and do some personal stuff that needs to be done. Um, but as far as the apartment here, everything is clean. Everything has been moved about, rearranged, set up. Uh, no issues as far as with the exterminators. The builders have come in. They took care of our uh, walls that were damaged, painted them, fixed them best they can. So that's all done. So December will be our me time. There's our beautiful two girls right over here, Mupai and Deja Vu. I love you girls. Mwah. And of course, the day that Suzanne and I go out, first day of snow. Yeah, rain and snow. I'm like, oh, God, you're so hilarious. Yes, he is. Anyway, so let's see what else is going on before I get started. Okay, so you all know what's going to happen December 24th, 26th. Those are respectively, Christmas Eve, Boxing Day. We'll plan to do a live stream here, but it's just going to be a select panel, no links in the chat. We're just going to choose select people that I know through Facebook. Let me see. Then on the 25th, I believe, Christmas Day, uh, I believe the ladies are planning to have a stream, so that will be fun. And then finally, on December 31st, we'll have our New Year's Eve stream. It's going to be a 6 hour stream. We're going to start right at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, or at least I plan to. I think I might move that up depending on time frame. Let me see. Okay, California is 3 hours, and I think no, I think California and Arizona are on the same time, 2 hours back of us, because I know my dad checked yesterday. By the way, my dad enjoyed his 80th birthday, and our Uncle Justin enjoyed his 86th birthday. Wow. So, yeah. So, congratulations to my dad and Uncle Justin. Great Uncle Justin. They had a good time. We called them, both of them yesterday. So, that was a lot of fun. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So, we plan on a 6-hour stream and we'll go from 8 p.m. Okay, so it'll be 8 p.m. Eastern time we plan to start. And then we'll go all the way to about 2 in the morning. Yeah. So that should cover all the major time zones and everything that night. And then after that, then on January 1st will be the big reveal. And I'm going to go through some policy changes, things that are going to happen on this channel, and so on. So, hey, Boo Scissors. Hey, Mikey. How you doing, Boo? Good to see you. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started with the first of the two episodes. Oh, thank you. I'm well. How are you? I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. And yo, hello, LDG Free the Net. How you doing, LDG? Yo, I like that. I'm doing great, sir. I'm just getting ready. I'm just getting started. Just want to let you folks know what was going on one last time before we shut down for next month on this. So today we're doing two episodes, LDG, so that when we restart again back in January second, or yeah, the second week of January, is when we'll restart the whatever the next Monday is after that. So we'll be going into um, season 4 after I complete these two episodes today. Season 4 of Red Dwarf will be next year, next January. So hopefully we'll get a chance to catch up, as it were. So okay, so let's go into the first one here, which is called Timeslides. And of course, this is season 3, episode 5, categorized according to IMDb. And it says this got an 8.2 out of 10. And then the following episode also got about an 8.1 out of 10. So they're both solid Bs. So I actually agree with those. Yeah, with their assessments. So we did that. But anyway, this first one, the developing fluid that Crichton uses to process old photographs mutates and the photographs come alive. The Red Dwarf crew find they can go into the photograph, and Lister finds that the photographs allows them to go back in time, and he plans on changing history so that he doesn't end up marooned in deep space. Okay. That episode came out December 12th of 1989, and then the following Tuesday, December 19th, 1989, was the last day. That's the other episode we're covering today. All right, so let's go to Timeslides. Alrighty. And let's see here. All right, of course, directed by Ed By, the writers Rob Grant and Doug Naylor, and the usual cast: Chris Berry, Craig Charles, Danny John Jules, Haiti Hayridge, and Robert Llewellyn. And let's see. Yeah, there's actually an actress and an actor we'll take a look at. One I've seen in some other shows. His name is Richard Hainsworth. Plays a bodyguard in this. Koo Stark is Lady Sabrina Mulholland Jones. Yeah, so there's a couple, and well, there's other two I care not to mention. So anyway, or three actually. So okay, because of copyright strikes, just their names alone would probably cause a copyright strike for me. Okay, okay. So in trivia, The bassist and drummer in Lister's band Smeg and the Heads are played respectively by Jeff Walker and Bill Steer, members of Liverpool grindcore band Carcass. The young Lister is played by Craig Charles' brother, Emil Charles. Monty Python star Graham Chapman was cast as a TV presenter, but died shortly before recording. So, so director Ed By cast his own wife, Ruby Wax, instead. Chris Berry's smirk was genuine in the scene where Lister gets hit in the face with a snowball. And ironically, if Rimmer was successful in changing his timeline as he intended, the cadmium 2 radiation leak would never have happened, as the dry plate would have been fitted properly, the cat race would never have existed, and Crichton would still be trapped on the Nova 5, and Lister would have lived a relatively normal life, regardless of what happened. Also, the Timeslides would never have existed, which meant that they couldn't go back in time to alter history in the first place, creating a paradox similar to that in Out of Time. That was an episode from 1993. Craig Charles and his band, the Sons of Gordon Gekko, wrote 3 songs for this episode. Bad News, the song Crichton listens to while developing photos. Cash, played as Lister, drives up to his mansion, and the Om song. Okay. The cat appears to have learned a lot about playing golf since his club throwing attempt at the sport in Better Than Life episode from 1988. Due to a continuity error, certain lines had to be cut from the skiing holiday picture scene. The scene established that Lister had got somebody's skiing holiday pictures back by mistake. The skiers were scripted to discuss how they received Lister's rather scary birthday snaps in place of theirs. Craig Charles realized that this was a continuity flaw, as at that time, the skiers would not have received them yet. The lines were cut, but as they were originally speaking parts, Louis, Ruth Lynn, and Mark Steele were still credited for their parts. Chris Berry also appears in one slide as Rimmer's brother Frank Rimmer. It is a picture of Frank Rimmer's wedding, which Lister manages to accidentally gate crash, leading an annoyed Frank to repeatedly punch Lister in the stomach. It is interesting to note that Barry's portrayal of Frank Rimmer is similar to his later portrayal of Ace Rimmer, the more successful, brave, and popular version of Rimmer from a parallel dimension. This is most evident in Ace's accent, as his voice is a more mid Atlantic version of the voice Barry used to play Frank. The Napoleonic figurines on the shelf of the young Rimmer's school dormitory are the same ones that Lister would burn in marooned. The photo of Lister that was used for the newspaper article on Lister preventing the bomb attack on the German leader of World War II was from an actual newspaper article on Craig Charles. Guitarist Bill Steer also played for Napalm Death, with whom he appeared on Craig Charles' children's music series What's That Noise from 1988. The band did 2 numbers, You Suffer and From Enslavement to Obliteration. Crichton at one point suggests returning to the site of JFK's thing in 1963 and calling at the president to duck, foreshadowing the events of Tika to Ride, which is a episode from 1997, years later. After Lister tells his younger self to invent the tension sheet, Lister, Crichton, and the cat disappear from Red Dwarf. Holly states that without Lister, the Felix sapiens species would never exist, and they would have never rescued Crichton. Whilst this is all true, there would also presumably be no hologram of Rimmer, as he was only created when Lister emerged from stasis to keep Lister sane. Prior to that, Holly was alone for 3 million years. This is the second episode after the Stasis Leak episode from 1988 to introduce a substantial change to the personal timeline of the Red Dwarf crew. Although Lister's alternate history is erased, Rimmer's changed history is not, meaning that from here forward, everyone else on Red Dwarf has always known Rimmer to be alive, which means certain events, such as the events of the preceding episode Body Swap, now never happened. Excuse me. However, for reasons not explained, Rimmer and Holly remain aware of the changed history, so while returning to hologram form would not be a big adjustment to Rimmer, it would be for Lister and the others. Also left unaddressed is whether, in the newly created timeline, a null hologram had been created, such as Christine Kochanski. Unless the theory that Rimmer meeting himself aged made his past self in Stasis Leak believe him was true, and Rimmer's body in stasis was found after the events of Body Swap in 1989. Here's scenes cut from this episode. The opening scene of the cat wanting to play juvenile games with an unwilling and depressed Lister is extended with additional dialogue. Amongst them, Cat mentions jousting with wheelchairs, waistband helmets, and pool cues. Ironically, Lister does joust in Stoke Me a Clipper from 1997 as Lister of Smeg. An alternate take of the tension sheet discussion was reshot to remove Rimmer's hologram box because the writers considered it an unsuccessful effect. The box, similar to a glove box, enables the intangible hologram to operate two blinking mechanical arms inside the box, with which Rimmer is using it to repaint his childhood model soldiers and Spitfire airplanes. Additional dialogue with Rimmer talking to the rich Lister, his wife, and butler Gilbert. Rimmer lists all the things Lister now has and says that all he used to be happy with was a curry, a beer, and a gory film. This is the first time we see Crichton remove his eyes to wipe them before reattaching them to his eye sockets. This episode also features the only appearances of Frank and Janine Rimmer at the wedding. Lister getting hit in the face with a snowball had to be filmed 3 times because the snowballs kept hitting Craig Charles in the wrong places, and one of the snowballs hit Chris Berry on the upper torso. This is the only episode where we see the younger versions of Lister and Rimmer in the same episode. There is a cameo, that's Koo Stark as Lady Sabrina, Lister's wife. And an unknown voice actor provided the voice of the German leader from World War II for the scene where he's heard having a fight with Lister. And in Red Dwarf Timeslides 1989 TV episode, Lister says Rimmer smiles when he gets insulted. Throughout the series, Rimmer never smiled when he got insulted. And the skiing couple in Lister's slide originally had lines telling us of how they ended up with Lister's party photos. Their dialogue was cut from the final episode when Craig Charles pointed out they wouldn't have had seen Lister's photos at that point. And then Lister tries to change his life by asking his 17-year-old self to become the inventor of the tension sheet. Rimmer says that he went to school with the person who invented the tension sheet, Fred Thicky Holden, and that he was a millionaire at 26. Given the age gap between Rimmer and Lister, Holden would have already invented the tension sheet by the time Lister was 17. Okay, and here is a couple of spoilers. So make sure you put your hands over your ears if you have not seen this episode. When I'm done, I'll give you the hand signal, okay? All right. The first spoiler is it is theorized that Rimmer's encounter with himself, aged 8, made the version of himself from 3 weeks before the radiation leak less disturbed by his encounter with his future self from Stasis Leak 1988 episode and listened to his future self's advice and put himself into stasis, which was how he was alive at the end of this episode, briefly. The second one is in Red Dwarf Timeslides episode, this one, when Rimmer decides to go rescue Lister, he says that it is his duty as a complete and utter uh, B, and then it's blacked out. Okay. This foreshadows Red Dwarf the Beginning, which came out in 2012. That's another TV episode, which Rimmer learns that his biological father is the family gardener Dungo, whom had an affair with his mother. Although it is a cuss word, the definition of the B word means a person born of parents not married to each other or illegitimate. Yeah, I think that's the word bastard. But hey, that's just me. Let's see. And Gorilla says, "Hey, keep it down. I can't hear myself laughing at my coworker for smashing his thumb with a sledgehammer." Oh, well, sorry to hear that, Gorilla. But welcome to Pooh Scissors, LDG, and Gorilla. And Appreciate you all being here. We got 4 watchers, we got 2 likes so far. Thank you so much for liking the stream. Don't forget, hit the like button if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. We do have 220 subscribers currently. We're trying to get 30 more so we can get to 250 and do a celebration for that. Because we do it every 50. We like to do that. Also, don't forget, make sure you share this with your friends and family and acquaintances. And also, please when you subscribe, hit the notification bell, making sure that you are set for all notifications. Ding, ding, ding. And when we have future webcams like this and future live streams, then you can go ahead, hit one time, uh, where it says notify me, and it will go to notification on. That way you'll know that that's when we come on the next time. So, yeah, it helps. It helps the algorithm. That's what the YouTube overlords say. And you can obviously tell I'm not going to say this AH person because I can't. I don't want to say it. And I mean, you never know. You could get, and then next thing you know, that's it. So, anyway. And let's go to live chat. There we go. Okay. So the next thing we got is the goofs in this episode. Let's go ahead and do that. All right. So the first one is a continuity error. And in Crichton's photographs, Crichton is seen celebrating his birthday with the crew of the Nova 5. This would have taken place centuries ago. And when Crichton still had his previous appearance and personality, yet he looks and speaks as he does now, which is impossible, as he only gained his current look and appearance after Lister and the others rescued him. Remember, see Crichton's episode, season 2, episode 1. And then there's a factual error. Lister jumps into a photo of the H-Man making a speech at the Nuremberg rally and comes out with von Stauffenberg's bomb-laden briefcase. However, von Stauffenberg's, attempt on H was in 1944, at least 6 years after the last Nuremberg rally, and took place at the Wolf's Lair, not Nuremberg. Right. The young Lister is clearly taller than the older Lister. That's a revealing mistake. Then in the plot hole, the slide of young Lister singing shows only the band playing on stage. When older Lister and the crew jump into the scene, they are able to go to the bar and then sit in the pub to talk to Lister's younger self. However, this should not be possible, as it has already been established that they should only be able to move within the frame of the photograph. Okay, cool. Now, I don't mention this very often, but there are crazy credits at the end. And at the end of the opening sequence, it says tonight's special guest star. Yeah, AH as himself. Yeah. Okay. Now we have quotes. Here we go. So let's see. The first one is between Rimmer and Holly. So I'm going in. I'm going in to rescue him. Rescue him? It's my duty. My duty as a complete and utter bastard. And then Rimmer and Dave. So Rimmer says, what happened to you? I'm just sick of it, that's what. I'm just totally, totally sick of it. Sick of what? I'm sick of you and your silly green suits. I'm sick of your stupid flared nostrils. I'm sick of the way you always smile when you're being insulted. I'm sick of the cot. I'm sick of Holly. I'm sick of you. I'm sick of me. And as for Crichton, I'm sick of him. I'm sick of this ship. I'm sick of this life. I'm just sick of it. Rimmer, as he takes the seat near Lister, you're unhappy, aren't you? And then Dave Lister says to his younger self, will you stop saying everything's crypto-fascist? You make me sound like I was a complete git. And Rimmer says, Crichton, unpack Rachel and get up and puncture repair kit. And then Lister enters a photo of the thing giving a speech at the Nuremberg rally. And to the crowd he says, ignore him. He's a complete and total nutter, and he's only got one testicle. And he gives him the V sign. And then Dave, to younger Dave, says, I've come to try and change the future. Change it? Aren't you happy being a rock star? Is the constant demand of them groupies getting you down? You don't make it as a rock star? That's impossible. It can't be. It cannot be. How can I say this without giving offense? You don't make it cause you're crap. And then Holly and Rimmer. So Rimmer returns from going back in time to try and undo Lister becoming a billionaire. Any luck? Useless. Didn't listen. Didn't even recognize me. Just thought I was some neurotic, deranged, crazy madman. You sure he didn't recognize you? And then between Rimmer and Holly again. So, anything? Got him. And tension sheet. The inventor of Dave Lister, age 17. Damn. And he died tragically in a plane crash, age 98. 98? Well, it was his own fault, apparently. He was making love to his 14th wife and lost control of the plane. And, Crichton says, well, we could go to Dallas in November 1963, stand on the grassy knoll and shout duck. Rimmer listened to look at Crichton. I'm sorry. I must have bypassed my good taste, Chip. And then Dave Lister and the cat, so Dave says, playing table golf with the cat. What am I doing? What am I doing? Following through is what you're doing. Keep your head down, follow through. Why am I playing this? Because it's Sunday. Time to relax. Time to chill. Lighten up. I can't lighten up. I hate my life. We seem to spend every day devising more and more ingenious ways of wasting time. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of table golf. I'm sick of tiddlywinks. Show jumping. I'm sick of stretching a pair of tights across the room and playing direct volleyball. And then this is between young Lister, Dave Lister, Rimmer. So, om, 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 om. This is one of the first songs I ever wrote. It was called Om. Nothing like a good old fashioned love song, eh? And then the cat and Lister. The cat's trying to think of another game to play with Lister, who was bored and depressed. I got it! Unicycle polo! We can have a quick chukker on floor 14. It's Megan, stupid. Two grown men on unicycles belting a beach ball up and down a corridor with French loaves? It's pathetic. It's idiotic. It's puerile. Well, you invented it. And then listeners fed up with playing childish games to pass the time. I want a life. This is worse than prison. At least when you're in prison, you can look forward to getting out. I want to live. I want a job. I want to meet people. I want to meet girls. I want to make love. Wow, Junior Angler's the best you're going to get out of me, buddy. Oh, and then about his old schoolmate, Vicky Holden, a spotty little gimp who used to blow off the bed covers every time we had cauliflower cheese. And Rimmer says to Lister, did you go to school with anyone famous? Charles Keenan. He was pretty famous. What did he do? Ate his wife. And then Frank Rimmer says, Squire, hop it. And then Crichton says, pub. Ah, yes, a meeting place where people attempt to achieve advanced states of mental incompetence by the repeated consumption of fermented vegetable drinks. And then Lister talks to his younger self along with Rimmer. So, let's see. Okay. Guys, I'd like you to meet me, age 17. Shady! That's a totally shady. It's beyond shady. It's surreal. These your mates then. Yeah, this is Cat, Crichton, and Rimmer. And he's pointing at the H on Rimmer's forehead. Brilliant tattoo, man. What's it stand for? Heavy metal? Yes, indeed. And he's pointing at Crichton. And him? What happened to him? His face. It's grotesque, isn't it? Has he had an accident? He looks like he's spent 3 weeks with his head jammed in a lift. It's totally shady. Uh, Dave Lister says to his younger self, I'm trying to give you a break. Give up. The guy's an idiot. He's me. Exactly. And then, let's see. Rimmer says, after Lister tries to persuade his younger self to give up trying to become a rock star and invent a successful tension sheet instead. You haven't got a copy of the album song I could take back with me, have you? They're all in the car. Oh, what a pity. I just can't get it out of my head. It's so catchy. Home. Keep writing those hits, kid. Rimmer gets up and leaves, saying "Om" to himself. What a nice guy. And Rimmer says to Lister, you call this happiness? Surrounded by toting lackeys and paid sycophants, living with the love goddess sex bomb model megastar? You call this contentment? You know, I stand here now and I look at the two of us and I ask one simple question. Who is the rich man? You with your 58 houses, your private island in the Bahamas, your multi-billion pound business empire, or me with what I've got. It's you, isn't it? Yes. It's all very clear to me now. You, richer and happier. This way, sir. That's Gilbert shortening it out. Should have thought a bit hard about that speech, really. I cocked it up a bit, didn't I? And Lister enters the courtyard of his mansion and looks at the 50-foot nude, urinating statue of himself. I am most awfully sorry about the statue, sir. The contractors still haven't devised a way of making it urinate champagne in the courtyard, although I am assured that it will be fully functional for the royal visit this week. Oh, get out of town. This is gonna slay him. Indeed, sir. I am only just recovering from the hilarity of the gag myself. It is almost Swiftian in its rapier-like subtlety. And then the cat is looking at Lister's younger self's clothes. Look at that collar! You could go hang gliding! And then there's a role play here between Rimmer and Crichton, so Rimmer says. So we can go anywhere we want, absolutely anywhere, providing we have a photograph of it. So if one of us had, say, a photograph of a female-only naturist beach in Acapulco full of bronze, naked, uninhibited teenage temptresses, we could go there for our holiday. I suppose. Crichton, get my photo album. I don't. This thing is, we can't move outside the confines of the photograph. What we see is all we get. Meaning? Meaning we can't get a picture of Earth and go back there. We won't be able to move outside the frame of the photograph. Believe me, this beach shot in Acapulco, you wouldn't want to move outside the photograph. And Rimmer viewing an old slide photo. That's Nuremberg. That's A.H. He was the leader of the runners-up in World War II. Oh, that's funny. Okay. All right. Now, as we mentioned before, other than the Red Dwarf theme by Goodall and Russell, Craig Charles, performed by the Sons of Gordon Gekko, played a song uncredited called Bad News. Then there was Ohm, written by Craig Charles, and it's performed by Emil Charles, his brother in real life, Jeff Walker, and Bill Steer. And then there's Cash, written by Craig Charles, performed by the Sons of Gordon Gekko. Then there is a classical song, The Four Seasons Spring, which was composed by Antonio Vivaldi. And then there's Cash, written and performed by Craig Charles. Cool. All right, let's see if we have any filming and production. Oh, good. Okay, we have a couple places. So, Lister's mansion was located in Lyme, that's Lyme, Lyme Park, Disley, Stockport, Cheshire, England, in the UK. Then the cargo hold scenes were filmed at Albert Dock in Liverpool, Merseyside, England. And then Liverpool, Merseyside, England was for most of the on location shots, as well as Disley, Stockport, Cheshire, England. So those were the on location areas. Very cool. Okay, now we'll go back and fun, fun, fun in the sun, sun, sun. All right. Now we'll go back, take a look here at this episode, and take a look at two of the stars of the episode. Let's see here. Okay. So we have Richard Hainsworth. And Richard Hainsworth, an actor, and he's known for a couple of English movies called Doc Martin in 2004, Fisherman's Friends in 2019, and Up All Night from 2022. And Doc Martin was a TV series. He did 5 episodes of that in 2011 to 2022. Up All Night was a short film he did as Jim in 2022. Fisherman's Friends, One and All, was a movie in 2019, and he played the Fisherman's Friends band member. And in a video game called Elden Ring, he was Edgar, the voice of Edgar for that in 2022. So that is Richard Hainsworth. And it doesn't mention his date of birth, so that's okay. All right. The other one I wanted to take a look at was Koo Stark, who did her special appearance, her cameo. All right. Koo Stark is an actress. She also works with camera and electrical department. She was born April 26, 1956. So she is math. Okay. No, I didn't say the other word. Um, Mathematics. Okay. 68 years old. She's 68. Uh, she was born in New York City. She is an actress known for Electric Dreams. That's right, she was in Electric Dreams. Oh, great music there by Tangerine Dream. That is a great movie, 1984. Um, she was in Marquis de Sade's Justine in 1977, and she was in a movie called Eat the Rich in 1987. Yeah, in the Electric Dreams movie, she was the girl in the soap opera. And in Marquis de Sade's Justine, she played Justine Jerome. And in Eat the Rich, she was the role of Hazel. And in Cluedo, which is or Cluedo, I guess, Cluedo. That's a TV series, and based on the board game Clue, she played Miss Scarlet for 6 episodes in 1991. Well, that's so cool. Okay, okay, so that takes care of our first episode for today review. Let's go to our second one here. We'll rest for a minute or so before we get started. This one is called The Last Day. As I said, it came out the following week on December 19th, 1985, just a few days before Christmas that year. And by the way, I was 24 years old when these came out. I wasn't really aware of them yet, but a friend of mine from college, well, former friend, gave me a lot of these episodes to watch. So I thought that was kind of cool. In this one, the crew receive a message from Crichton's manufacturer saying that he must be dismantled within 24 hours, at which time a more advanced mechanoid will arrive to replace him. Lister, Cat, Rimmer, and Holly decided to throw Crichton a leaving party and give him one last night to remember. Of course, it was directed by Ed By, the same writers Rob Grant and Doug Naylor, and of course the same stars I mentioned previously. And there is a, let's see, yeah, there's one person. Well, we'll do two on this one since there's only a cast of seven. Gordon Kennedy plays Hudson, and it's weird. He spells it Hudzen. And then Julie Hinkinson plays a Marilyn Monroe android. Hmm, interesting. Okay, so we'll get to that in just a moment. Okay, and yeah, so Pooh Scissors came in and said, "Hey, Mikey." He also said, "I'm well. How are you?" And I told him. And LDG was here saying, "Yo." And then Gorilla said, "Hey, keep it down. I can't hear myself laughing at my coworker for smashing his thumb with a sledgehammer." You said wolf paw in there. Ah, the autocorrect. I'm that thing. Yeah, we need to destroy it. We got 4 likes and 3 people still watching. And our friend Scott. Hello, Anchorman. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Okay, so let's get to the last episode we're going to be covering this year from season 3, The Last Day. So we'll go to trivia here. All right. So we learn of the morning that Rimmer spent on the Samaritan switchboard when he drove all 5 callers to suicide, despite one being a wrong number. The British Empire, which is an episode that came from 1991, features one Gordon Brittis, also played by Chris Berry, who had a similar experience right down to the wrong number. This is the first episode where we see the human face of Robert Llewellyn. He played Crichton and also played Jim Reaper. This is the first episode where one of the Scudder's names is known, Bob. In the opening credits of season 3, there is a picture of Crichton in a suit, moving his body to his left and turning his head to his right with a smile on his face. This picture is also shown in the Red Dwarf picture's screensaver. It was supposed to be from this episode, but was never shown. It was also the only scene from the episode to be shown in the opening credits. And Crichton has no trouble lying to Hudson 10 about Silicon Heaven, but he has to be coaxed by Lister in the next episode to be able to lie to his fellow shipmates. Perhaps he had no problems lying to fellow mechanicals, but couldn't lie to humanoids or holograms. Okay. All right, there are four scenes that were cut from this episode. So the first one is two extended dialogues further indulge the sadness of Crichton's imminent departure and talk of Silicon Heaven. The next one was a worrying discussion of just how close Olaf Peterson was to his Marilyn Monroe droid that Lister is intending on assembling and giving to Crichton as his going away present. Lister says that Peterson only ever used one part, the hand warming thermostat. The cat asks to see her ass, and Lister says that it is in the fridge setting like a jelly. Cat admits he is a sad and lonely guy. And there's also an image of Holly, drunk like the rest of them at the end of the party, wobbles, flattens, and goes psychedelic colors. The effect was considered weak and so not included in the aired broadcast. And then the morning after the party, Rimmer shows just how willing he is to stand by his friends. That is, not at all, since he is terrified of going up against Hudson 10 like the yellow belly he is. Hudson appears to have been named after the butler Hudson from Upstairs Downstairs series, 1971. Android Heaven seems to be based on, or at least be similar to, a Roman religion that believed that the more one suffered in life, the greater their rewards in the afterlife. Gordon Kelly, Gordon Kennedy, I don't know why I'm saying Kelly today, weird, almost didn't appear in the episode as the character of Hudson 10, was actually a last minute addition to the script. Rimmer quotes uh, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 13 incorrectly. According to his family, the greatest of these is hope, but the actual quote, and now these three remain faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. Love, not hope. Although the Bible he was quoting was known for its errors. The first mention of the Akeberth Arms in the broadcast series is in this episode. This location would have much significance for Lister. Crichton is noted to be a Series 3 mechanoid in this episode. However, later episodes would establish him as a Series 4000 instead. Given the existence of other versions of the Series 4000, such as Able, it's possible that Crichton is the Series 4000 MK or Model 3. The lullaby spoken by the Hudson 10 mechanoid was also used in the episode Major Star from 1989. A model of NASA's Space Shuttle in launch configuration is visible on one of the shelves at the back of the lower bunk in Lister and Rimmer's quarters. Rimmer refers to a story with his mother, his Uncle Frank, and Frank's two daughters. Not realizing that he's talking about his first cousins, that's including Frank's daughters, he says that one fancied him. Crichton tells Lister that after he is shut down and all mental and physical operations cease, he'll probably get a job as a disc jockey. Lister is played by Craig Charles, of course, who would go on to establish himself as a successful radio and live performance DJ alongside his acting career. Okay, here's the one spoiler. So don't forget to put your hands over your ears again, folks, on this episode. During Crichton's going away party, a drunken Lister reveals to Rimmer, Cat, Crichton, and Holly, who's also drunk, that he was abandoned as a baby and was found underneath a pool table in a box. In Series 7's Ouroboros, which is revealed where it's revealed that Lister's parents are himself and Kochanski from another dimension, Lister mentions that the word Ouroboros was written on the box he was found, in which Cat says, "You were in a box?" It's obvious Cat doesn't remember Lister telling him he was found in a box as a baby due to being very drunk. Huh, okay. Now you can remove your hands over your ears there, folks. All right, let's go to goofs here. Okay, and the first one is a continuity goof. Holly advises Crichton to sit down because he is drunk. In the next shot, Crichton is suddenly sitting down before Holly has finished telling him to. Then there's a revealing mistake. In the sleeping quarters scene, the morning after Crichton's leaving party, in the close up shot of Rimmer slumped on the table, Rimmer's mouth doesn't move when he groans when he wakes up. And there's a plot hole. Crichton hands Lister an envelope addressed to Crichton's leaseholder, but Crichton was found on another ship, crashed on a planet, and was rebuilt. Devidroid International wouldn't know that. And then the last error is a character error. Crichton makes Hudson malfunction by telling him Android Heaven is not real. Crichton then says he was lying and he still believes Android Heaven is real. But the next episode, Camille, starts with Lister teaching Crichton to lie because he's programmed never to lie and has not yet figured out how to do so. Okay, now we'll get to the quotes. Okay, so Rimmer talking about Crichton's final 24 hours. At least he gets 24 hours notice. All the notice most of us get is, mind that bus. What bus? Splat. Okay, I need to take a drink here. So we'll take a brief break here for a moment. Ah, some juice. Can't wait till my wife gets some soda for us. Some non-sugar soda with our diabetes. Okay, back to the quotes. Here we go. All right. So this next byplay is between Light Lister, Crichton, and yeah, so Lister and Crichton. So it's a big one. Okay. Lister Crichton has been informed that he's about to reach his expiry date and will be shut down. How can you just lie back and accept it? Oh, it's not the end for me, sir. It's just the beginning. I have served my human masters, and now I can look forward to my reward in Silicon Heaven. Silicon what? Surely you've heard of Silicon Heaven. Has it got anything to do with being stuck opposite Brigitte Nielsen in a packed lift? No, it's the electronic afterlife. It's the gathering place for the souls of all electronic equipment. Robots, calculators, toasters, hair dryers. It's our final resting place. I don't mean to say anything out of place here, Crichton, but that is completely wacko jacko. There's no such thing as Silicon Heaven. Then where do all the calculators go? They don't go anywhere. They just die. But surely you believe that God is in all things. Aren't you a pantheist? Yeah, but I just don't think it applies to kitchen utensils. I'm not a frying pantheist. Machines do not have souls. Computers and calculators do not have an afterlife. You don't get hair dryers with tiny little wings sitting on clouds playing harps. But of course you do. For is it not written in the electronic Bible, the iron shall lie down with the lamp? Oh, it's common sense, sir. If there weren't a better life to look forward to, why on earth would machines spend the whole of their lives servicing humankind? Now, that would be really dumb. Yeah, it makes sense. Silicon heaven. Don't be sad, Mr. David, sir. I'm going to a far, far better place. Just out of interest, is Silicon heaven the same place as human heaven? Human heaven? Goodness me. Humans don't go to heaven. Oh no. Someone just made that up to prevent you from all going nuts. Is this the human quality you call friendship? Don't give me any of that Star Trek crap. It's too early in the morning. And then Rimmer enlists so Rimmer says, I used to be in the Samaritans. I know, for one morning, I couldn't take any more. I don't blame you. You spoke to 5 people. They all committed suicide. I wouldn't mind, but one was the wrong number. He only phoned up for the cricket scores. And Lister says Crichton. Crichton 2x4b 523p? Is that your full name? Yes, but I don't like the 2x4b. Such a dorky middle name. Then again, I knew an android whose middle name was 2Q4b. And then Crichton says to Rimmer, Lister, and the cat, waking up after a night of partying, "Oh my goodness! Oh, my head! Oh, what happened to me? Damage control report. Oh, dehydration level 45%. Recall of previous evening 2%. Embarrassment factor 91%. Advised repair schedule. Reboot startup disk. Offline for 36 hours and replace head. Boy, what a night!" Others groan and start to wake. Is it just me, or is that cockroach shuffling too loudly? Crichton, it's called a hangover. Don't panic. We're on a mining ship 3 million years into deep space. Can someone explain to me where the smeg I got this traffic cone? Hey, it's not a good night unless you get a traffic cone. It's the policewoman's helmet and the suspenders I don't understand. My goodness, I do believe I'm drunk. I suddenly feel the need to strut my funky stuff. To Hudson, Crichton's larger, more powerful, scarier replacement. He's not leaving. You are. Pause. Did I just say that? Crichton says the listener. At 0700 hours tomorrow morning, my shutdown disk will be activated and all mental and physical operations will cease. Then what? I don't know. Maybe I'll get a job as disc jockey. And Crichton says to Cat and Holly and Rimmer, Mum, I never had a mum. It's all right, buddy. It's all part of being drunk. You've been through the happy stage. Now you're going through the melancholy stage. I wish I had a mum. I never had a mum. Neither. Well, you can all have mine. Everyone else did. And then Lister says to Rimmer, No offense, Rimmer, but that is completely wacko chacko. Everyone's entitled to their beliefs, Lister. I never agreed with my parents' religion, but I wouldn't dream of knocking it. What were they? Seventh-day Advent hoppist. They believed that every Sunday should be spent hopping. They would hop to church, hop through the service, then hop back home again. I tell you, Sunday lunchtimes were a nightmare. We all had to wear sou'westers and asbestos underpants. You see, they took the Bible literally. Adam and Eve, the snake and the apple, took it word for word. Unfortunately, their version had a misprint. It was all based on 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Faith, hop, and charity. And the greatest of these is hop. Everyone is drunk. What are you saying, Rimmer? I'm saying that there's a very real possibility that your parents were brother and sister. Hey, I'm pouring me heart out here. How many toes have you got? 10. Yeah, on both feet. All together. They're not webbed or anything, are they? Look, they weren't related, all right. Crichton falls off of his chair. The crew are throwing the farewell party for Crichton. Enough of all this chitter-chatter. Let the banquet begin. But I don't eat. I've knocked up a special mechanoid menu for you. Rimmer hands Crichton a menu. There's so much to choose from. Sir, may I recommend the barium hydrochloride salad niçoise, followed by the helium-3 isotopes de la maison, and then perhaps a small radioactive fruit salad for pudding. Crichton has sampled Holly's Android home brew. It's got a nice kick to it, sort of a mix of Vimto and liquid nitrogen. Have you been looking in my recipe book? Would anyone else like some? Oh no, it's lethal to humans. Right, reflecting on the previous night's farewell party. Well, in a way, I feel somewhat disturbed by these turn of events. It is written in the electronic Bible that it is not possible for a mechanoid to enjoy itself, not until the afterlife. Yet last night I reached a state that could be approximated to enjoyment. Last night, for the first time in my life, I lived. And then the last role play here is between Lister and Rimmer. Lister says, The point is, what are we going to do about Crichton? What can we do? He's pre-programmed to self-destruct. We can make sure he goes out with a bang. Give him one last big smegging night to remember. How do we do that? He doesn't like doing anything. His idea of a good time is for us all to go up to the laundry room and fold some sheets. Impersonating Crichton. Fun? Oh yes, the employment of time in a profitless and non-practical way. Hey, I don't know much, but what I do know is how to throw a good time. Okay, and let's get to the soundtrack. Okay, So besides the Red Dwarf theme, we also had a classical song called Morning Mood, which was uncredited. That was composed by Edvard Grieg, Grieg, Grieg. Okay, cool. All right, let's see if we have any filming and production. We do not. So let's go to the cast. Let's go back here to the cast crew. And let's see. Okay, so Julie Higginson. Let's take a look at her here for a moment. Okay, she's an actress. She was born in 1956, so today she would be 68 years old. And she was born in Sutton in Ashfield, Nottinghamshire in United Kingdom. She is an actress known for Red Dwarf in 1988, The Miracle Maker in 1999, and Playhouse in 2020. And like we said, she played the Marilyn Monroe android in the TV series. In 1999, in The Miracle Maker, she did a voiceover of Mary. In Playhouse movie in 2020, she was the role of Samantha. And then there was a TV series from 1995 where she was in 3 episodes called Operavox. Operavvox. Yeah, cool. And the last thing she did was Housewarming. It was a short movie, and she played Janet in that this year. That was the last thing she did so far. Julie Higginson. Okay. Alrighty. And then let's see here. We'll go back to Gordon Kennedy, who played Hudson 10. He's still around. He's an actor, writer, and producer. He was born February 22nd, 1958. So, according to this, he is 66 years old this year. He was born in Scotland. He is an actor and writer known for The Halcyon in 2017, Robin Hood in 2006, and Final Prayer in 2013. He is married to Susan. They have 2 children. Yeah, they won't reveal Susan's last name due to privacy issues. So in The Halcyon, he played the role of Robbie, which is a TV series from 2017. He was in 8 episodes of that. In the Final Prayer movie, he played the Deacon in 2013. In Robin Hood, TV series from 2006 to 2009, he played the role of Little John. Oh, very cool. For 38 episodes. And in their series called Absolutely, he played different various characters from 1989 to 1993, and he did 28 episodes of that. And in a TV series called The Diplomat recently, he did 2 episodes this year in 2024. And upcoming, he is in the full spectrum of Nag. He plays the role of Joseph. It was just completed. It's a short. It's a movie short that's coming out next year. So very cool. All right. Okay, so that takes care of season 3, all the different episodes. Next year, in January, we'll begin our next Monday in January with season 4, episode 1, where we'll do 1 episode each Monday, and that one is called Camille, and that came out February 14th, 1991. How nice on Valentine's Day. That is cool. So that'll be our next episode for next year. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Ever since we got Hey from Anchorman, Travel with Lisa says hiya. Hello, Lisa. Good to see you. Very good to see you. Hello. And we have Miss Connie Cleary, the bird woman of YouTube, who has 2 great channels, her original and Fluff Chick Productions. And Connie Cleary says, hey everyone, good to see you all. Sorry I'm late. Hi, Mikey. Hey, Gorillas. Hey, Travel with Lisa. And hail, Anchorman, Anchorman. Oh, it's okay, Connie. You're not too late. Uh, Hopefully you can rewatch both of these episodes that I did today here for Red Dwarf from season 3. And if you get a chance, check out YouTube. There are usually some, uh, you know, collections of some compilations of different seasons. I think season 3 does have a few good ones there, with the polymorph and so on. And so, and backwards, of course. So check those out. Also, don't forget that most of these episodes are available on Amazon Prime. You can also check them out on the BBC One, uh, you know, site there. From Thames, the Thames, yeah, I say Thames, the Thames. But yeah, so it's available. A lot of these episodes are available right out there on for Red Dwarf. So okay, so first of all, I want to say thank you everyone for being here. And someone named Elm, hello everyone, was making a nice chicken, barley, lentil pea, and noodle soup for this snowy day that is happening. Had to step away for 20 plus minutes. Well, Elm, welcome to the channel. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. We have 5 likes. We have 3 people still watching, so that is very, very cool. So this will be, like I said, this will be the end of the Red Dwarf series for now. We will continue season 4, episode 1 next year in January. Probably not the very first Monday of January. We're going to take a little extended time off for that week, but the week after. So, whatever the second Monday in January is for next year, for 2025, that's when we'll restart and pick up where we left off here on Red Dwarf. So, with all that, let's go ahead and do our courtesy prayer here for everyone. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Dear Lord, thank you for this wonderful thing we call social media. We appreciate everyone being here today in our chat, such as Elm, Connie Clary, Anchorman, Gorilla's Censored Thoughts, LTG Free the Net, and Pooh Scissors. We appreciate everyone that comes to our channel, wants to have a very good experience, and to be able to have a fun camaraderie with everybody in the chat every time that we have this webcams or the live streams. And we want to make sure that every one of the people we know, including everyone around the world, have a very good and safe, happy holidays season this year, because we do know the threat of impending war is coming, and we all need to be prepared for that. But in the meantime, we can try to establish some sort of peace with with the rest of mankind the best we can, and try to help the helpless, the homeless, and the people out there that have no persons around to help them, no family, and no friends. So let's try to be very, uh, let's try to be very kind. Let's try to be generous the best we can. Say prayers for everyone. And may everyone have a wonderful holiday season this year. With all this, we ask this in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and also the Blessed Virgin Mary, and of course, our patron saints, Saint Suzanne and Saint Michael the Archangel, defender of heaven. So, with all this, Lord, we ask you in your name, Amen and Amen, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. There we go. All right. So, thank you everyone for being here. And thank you for the prayer. Thank you, Elm. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. This is the first time I've seen you, so thank you so much. I'm sorry that we won't be doing this next month, Elm, but come back and see us in January, okay? We will be continuing this on the second Monday of January. Um, I don't know when that is. You know what? Maybe I can tell. I really can't, but let's see. Okay, so the second Monday of January begins on January 13th. So we will be back to start the weekly webcam series starting from January 13th of next year. So just so you all know that. Okay, will do. Thank you, Okay, so on behalf of myself, my beautiful wife Suzanne, my wonderful cats right back here behind me, Moon Pie and Deja Vu. We want to say happy holidays to everyone. Take care of yourselves. Be safe out there in that mass of hysteria, people buying up food and want drink and everything. And in the immortal words, of course, Gene Siskel, my favorite nerd from Siskel and Ebert at the movies. The aisle is now closed. So take care, everyone. And remember, peace out there from MikeySuzeFour. Take care. God bless all. God bless America. And God bless Canada. And, like I like to say for my wonderful, awesome friend Larry, be yourself. Take care, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow for TOS. And drive with Lisa. Thank you, Lisa.